The F20A Tiger Shark. It sits at a battle rating of 12.7 currently as it stands, but before the battle rating decompression, it was at a battle rating of 12.0. It doesn't have the best armament, but it's still better than some things. So as we can see, we've got AIM-9Ls, we can get up to 6 AIM-9Ls, or 2 AIM-9Ls, and 2 7Fs, which is probably the best loadouts. You can get 3 drop tanks, so you can get much more fuel, but it's not really needed at all. You get Mighty Mouses, and you can get a gun pod. Not really worth it. Of course get AGMs, but no one really uses AGMs, do they? Now, if we actually look at the battle performance, you'll see that it's a bit more different than the other aircraft, because, well, if you look at the performance of the actual combat, you don't perform well at all. I'd say the main battle rating you're going to perform best at is if it's a down tier. But most of the times now, after the battle rating decompression, you're facing up tiers or F14Bs and things like that, which you're just not going to be able to combat with the F20. It's just honestly ridiculous. So look, we already have F14Bs here, and there's just no chance that we're going to be able to challenge those, because they get, say someone has that fully spaded, but it's going against, like, really powerful missiles. But this is the one benefit of the F20 compared to other aircrafts. The only difference it has, in my opinion, from the F5C is the fact it has one singular F18 Super Hornet engine. Now, that allows you to get airborne much faster than the other aircraft, but that's your only bonus. You're faster than the F4Ss, like you see below us, but against the F15s, the MiG-29s, and literally any other aircraft, you're not going to be faster. So that proves the point that you're not going to get very far whatsoever, because by the time you get to the points, it's already too late, because the match is already over. So, with before the decompression and things like that, I say before the decompression, it was at 12.0 battle rating, so you could actually get quite a few kills sometimes, if you got a good battle rating decompression. However, after this, if you'd be lucky to get a kill, because the F20 is just such an inferior aircraft at a very large battle rating for its capabilities. At 12.0 it was alright, because you'd sometimes get up tiers to, well, 13.0, 12.7, but most of the time you was playing down tiers, you could actually get kills. Now, it of course doesn't help that we're playing 16-player games, so you'd have much less impact on the thing. But if you look at its radar that it has here, if we're trying to lock onto something, it has a 19-kilometer range. We're not going to get a very close lock on that for our AIM-7Fs. But then we have AIM-7Fs and AIM-9Ls. The AIM-7Fs, you might get something with those, but at top tier, the AIM-9Ls aren't going to perform the best, but they will perform well, and if you get a person that's not paying attention, you might just get a kill. But now, as you can see, I'm around 1,500 meters up off the ground. The F20 performs its best much lower. You used to play it around 100 meters, because it's just what you do, because it has such a terrible performance. As you can see, my radar is going crazy because, well, we're just being locked onto. And it's just not the best thing. So we have a radar lock on something. Don't know what it is, but we have a radar missile on us, I think. Possibly. I think we're good now. Let's see if see if it connects. It connects! So that's good. We take out an F-14 there. But that's just something that you happen. Every now and then you'll get a kill. and you mainly get the kills with the AIM-7Fs. Because with the AIM-9Ls, I can just tell you now, you're not going to get the very best performance. So now I've used both of my AIM-7s, not guaranteed hit, because I'm pretty sure that F-14 is going to dive. Yeah, the F-14 is diving. Now, let's see if it hits. It doesn't hit, no. So that's just one of the downsides. We fire an AIM-9L, he uses flares, and it gets just avoided. So that's just one of the small issues with this aircraft. You don't get many missiles if you're taking 7Fs, because you just won't. Now compared to, for example, the F4S, it gets about 8 missiles, F-14 around the same, but now I can't go any closer because of that airfield. So I've just got to turn out. That is simply just how you play this game with this aircraft. If you look at the top right there, I've got 2 missiles on me, none of which are listening to my flares because they're AIM-7Fs. By the time that we get down low enough, it's not 100 meters, so we're not going to get very far at all because it has 100 meters. Now, if we actually manage to get below 60 meters, the chances are, at the speed we're going to crash. So we aren't going to get very far to begin with. If we look at that there, we got 1 kill. 1 kill because it's just a terrible aircraft with terrible missiles. We got just under without premium, we just got just under 1,000 research points and 12,000 silver lions. That's not going to get us very far, if we're being very honest. Now, if we're actually looking at the pure capabilities of the aircraft, over a period of time, you'll get quite a few silver lions if you're guaranteeing kills every single game and activity. But if you don't get any kills, your main research point is coming off of takeoffs and landings, and your main silver lions are coming from ground units, AI units, or just assists. The chances of you actually getting a hit, unless you're using 7Fs, are ridiculously low because it's just really bad aircraft and bad missiles. But that's just the F20 after the battle rating decompression and things. I only played 1 match because it's just all you need really to show. But tell me in the comments if you think it's something different what I've explained. And I'll see you next time. Bye.